In Warzone, there's plenty of things you can consider rare, but when it comes to things introduced with each season, some things stand above the rest when it comes to Warzone's rarest items. So today we're going to break down 10 of the rarest items within Season 4 of Warzone. So as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. How many of these things do you have? How many are you going after? How many have you never seen before? That said, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and aim for 1,000 likes here on this. Of course, if you are new to the channel and want to stay up to date with all things Warzone and anything COD related, hit that subscribe button. We'll keep you up to date with all of it. Personally, for me, when I talk about rare items, the things I'm most interested in are that of camos, or within Modern Warfare and Black Ops Cold War and thus Warzone, more so blueprints. I'm going to start out with a couple here today that make the rarest cut here for Season 4. Firstly, that being the Groundfall event exclusive blueprint. If you completed all 6 challenges, 3 across Warzone, 3 across Black Ops Cold War, you ended up unlocking the private party Magnum blueprint. Now, I wouldn't quite say that the Magnum is the most efficient of weapons to use in Warzone in terms of meta gameplay, but it is a blueprint that not many will have obtained simply because the Groundfall event was shorter than any other event that we had seen previously outside of the Hunt for Adler event in Season 3, but this comes along with the Task Force barrel, sound suppressor, the 12-round fast mag, and the 5 milliwatt laser. Again, if you end up having this one, you have one of the rare items here of Season 4. Similarly, we also end up having another Magnum blueprint that makes its way over into Warzone, but isn't quite earned within Warzone. Instead, it's actually a reward for Black Ops Cold War. That being the Captain's Grasp for completing the most recent gunfight tournament here within Cold War. This coming along with the Agency Suppressor, 12-round mag, Quick Dot LED, and the 5 milliwatt laser. This one's got a more ornate design to it, a little bit cooler, I think, here in terms of that design. But again, just because based on rarity, sheer number of completions, that's what makes this one rare here. I don't know if I would really sport this in-game, but it is something that if you have it, again, you're among a short list of players that have it compared to the overall population of players for Warzone. Talking a few more blueprints here with this, I want to talk about a couple that are Easter egg rewards that still hold up as being some of the rarest items in Warzone, even into Season 4. 3 of these you cannot obtain anymore, so that's what makes them incredibly rare, one of which you still can get to my knowledge, but again, it's incredibly tough, especially if you're doing it solo. Now that it has died down so much from, say, its peak in terms of interest with players, if you don't have it, you may be able to jump into it. But those being the Muddrobber MP7 blueprint from the Bunker 11 Easter egg, the Enigma CR56 AMAX from the Stadium Easter egg, the Firebrand Bruin blueprint from the Subway Station Easter egg, and the Red Room Milano from the Rebirth Island Easter egg. The Rebirth Island one still being obtainable to my knowledge, but if you have any of those 4, you are in elite company with that. Now, I don't want to take up too much space in this video for just blueprints. We'll actually have a separate video sometime soon here of the rarest blueprints in Warzone, and man, you don't want to miss that one. There's quite a few that you've probably never even heard of. But moving on to the next item that I would consider the most rare within Warzone in Season 4 is that of the Advanced UAV. The Advanced UAV is the only hard counter to Ghost in Warzone, which is unfortunate, but it's an incredibly powerful tool. This, for about 40 to 45 seconds, gives you real-time data on all of your enemies, both non-ghosted and those with Ghost. The non-ghosted enemies show up with directional arrows, so you can see what way they're even looking, but those that are ghosted, the Advanced UAV gives you a real-time dot icon for them, plus a little caret either above or below that dot to denote where they are in elevation, either above you or below you. This being a part of the Red Door Easter egg, and in the past with a couple of other different Easter eggs, this is incredibly rare, but incredibly advantageous when used at the right time. If you find one of these, don't let it go to waste. Another thing that is an Easter egg reward here like that is that of the Durable Gas Mask. For those that have never seen the Durable Gas Mask, it's actually a little bit more of a beefy gas mask, if you will, where it allows you to stay in the gas for about 2 to 3 seconds before one tick of that gas mask goes down. Whereas the standard traditional gas mask you find in caches normally and or can buy at the buy station, every second you're in, that is a tick down on that gas mask health. So it lasts about 2 to 3 times longer overall, and is a huge benefit if you need to make a long flank route through the gas, or make a play by staying in the gas a little longer, waiting for somebody to jump above you, whatever the case may be. But that is absolutely something, if you come across it in Warzone, pick it up and use it to your advantage. Now, finally, talking about that here in relation to the red doors, the red doors themselves are now more and more increasingly rare. These actually have been depleted in number big time since the beginning of the season. With Season 4's Groundfall event and that launch, the red doors and the satellites were incredibly common, with over 30 known spawn locations for both of those, so 60 total. But with the ending of the Groundfall event, the satellites were reeled back in. Within a couple of days after the Groundfall event ended, it no longer seemed like they would were even available at all. The red doors over the course of the past 2.5 weeks here seem to have progressively been getting more and more limited. Whether intentional or not, there doesn't seem to be all that many around Verdansk as of right now. So keep your eye open for them so you can end up getting some of that previously mentioned loot. Now, jumping back into the tail end here of these rare items for Season 4, Specialist Bonus is that next one that I want to talk about, because this, at the beginning of Season 4, was incredibly abundant. I'm talking, I ended up opening 3 chests, 3 or 4, something like that, in a plunder match, and I got 3 specialist tokens out of it. The spawn rate was cranked to 11 at the beginning of the season, though it has seemingly been dialed back a little bit. You still can find specialist bonus every so often around the world of Verdansk, and that is something that gives you all perks, no longer the weapon perks, but still, that's an incredible help to your gameplay. I mean, you can end up having restock and ghost, while also being able to see if somebody looks at you and aims at you with high alert equipped because of that. Not to mention, if you get stunned, you naturally have battle hardened as well, and other items like that. So it's a huge help here to your gameplay. So if you find it, make sure you put it to good use. The final couple of things we'll talk about here today deal with more so mastery in a sense. The first one being DM Ultra. If you have DM Ultra within Warzone and subsequently then within Cold War, you're among a very short list in terms of that overall player base that ends up having that mastery challenge. And not gonna lie, I'm a little envious of you because I'm currently doing my challenges on Cold War and it is torture. But anyways, DM Ultra and all those other mastery camos absolutely make that list of the rarest items because not many by comparison will end up having those. The next thing is that of mastery challenges. Now these ones are more so specific to Warzone and to Modern Warfare, but with Warzone, the ones that I really want to focus on are those of the Battle Royale victories, Plunder victories, and Warzone victory challenges. Battle Royale victories requires you to get 300 victories in Battle Royale to fully rank up that tier 5 of the Mastery Challenge. Plunder requires another 300 here for that tier 5, and then Warzone victories overall as a little bit of a combination of both, where you can end up getting Battle Royale and Plunder victories to count towards it, but the total number needed to complete that challenge is that of 400. Now that is a lot of victories and a lot of playtime required. Personally, when I look at mine, it says that I'm at 226 out of 300 for Battle Royale victories, though the interesting part is these aren't entirely accurate. I've of course been playing Warzone since day 1 and still technically in the game's eyes don't have it, though where it isn't accurate is that these challenges were introduced after Warzone began. So if you played during the first few months of it being active, you'll likely have more than are being tracked. And unfortunately, the challenges aren't retroactive and there seems to be no signs of them being retroactive, meaning that any wins or anything that came before these challenge introductions don't count towards it. And it seems like also LTMs don't count towards it as well, which is unfortunate, but it is something to keep grinding for. The final thing we'll talk about is just Season 4 overall content, that being your seasonal completion 100% items. That firstly being your seasonal progression, completing all of those challenges, first requiring you to get to level 200 to unlock all 20 challenges. Then once you complete all 20 seasonal challenges for MP and Warzone, you'll get that Season 4 Prestige Master calling card. Then tier 100 of your battle pass is also something that not many by comparison to the general population of players have completed just yet already. Only what, 2.5 weeks or so, almost 3 weeks into the season? That's a lot of game time to put in. So if you've already completed that, you're again in that very rare number right now to do so. Then going a step further, if you are somebody that likes to run Jackal as your operator, well, if you end up having that Copperite Jackal skin, that means that not only have you reached tier 100, unlocked that iridescent Jackal skin, but also you've gone the extra mile to not only get past the Manta Ray skin, but all the way to objective 4 of 4 with Jackal to get the Copperite skin and upgrade that skin twice. So again, something that even those that did end up completing the battle pass, not many will have gone that extra mile to get the additional Jackal skin. So if you have that, you absolutely have one of the rarest items within Warzone Season 4. Now, disqualified here were things that if we released this a week and a half ago or so, it definitely would have still counted as the rarest items within Warzone, but that firstly being the Harp, that was incredibly common. Now it's not really around because the satellites are taken out. Same thing with that free loadout drop marker. Now the only time you'll end up picking up a random and free loadout drop marker is if you kill somebody right off the buy station right after they bought it and they drop the field upgrade. But that's gonna wrap up this video here today. Let me get your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. Of these 10, How many do you have? How many of these rarer items do you have within Warzone? Love to hear your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below, but hopefully enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so with a single thing getting all things Warzone and anything COD related. We'll keep it the date with all of it. So if you guys are interested in any of that, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you also want to follow me from Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get camera outside of YouTube. Practically on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.